Hello and welcome to Life is Feudal, Forest Village. Picking up from the previous episode, we still have issues with food. We don't have anything like the amount of food we used to have. I mean that is seriously plummeted. For some reason, and I'm still not sure why, the meat just dropped. We don't produce anywhere near like as much meat as we used to. Let's just double check, see how we're doing. So it's starting to go back up. Now that's since we introduced the pig farm over here. So we are getting somewhere. I did take somebody out to do a bit of hunting, but that's a lot of micromanagement. So what I'm thinking of doing is I want more people doing this fishing run. I think I might. What I might do actually is I think I might unpause this house. Probably sounds crazy because, I mean, we don't have anywhere near the amount of food we used to have, but if I add more people into the population, then and I just put them into food, then surely then we'll start getting more food. So that's one thing I want to try. Now another thing that I've got an issue with is clothing. I've been selling off a lot of fruit to pay for clothing, but I don't get a very good return on it. Let's have a look. If we do, say we were to sell 5,000 fruit for warm clothes. See, I only get something like 46 clothes, so I can't really sustain that. I mean, we do produce a lot of fruit. I mean, I've even got an orchard that's on pause, but yeah, I could really do with generating more clothes. So I think what I'm going to do, I mean, if we add more people into the population, we should be able to add them to the workflow. I mean, we've got like 24 people coming through the system, but it's going to take them a while. We'll add another 12 once we open up that house. But I should be able to put, I think it's 4 people you get that go into the tailor shops, well, a weaver's workshop I should say. So I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put one of them here, because interestingly enough, I mean we're pretty close to these flax fields here. At least I think that's a flax, yeah, we've got 2 flax fields, so there is quite a bit of flax there. Actually I think what I'll do is I'll move that a bit to the left, because I want to build another one of them there, but the trouble is that well's in the way, so I'm going to put an order in to deconstruct that well. I'm going to put an order in to build a well here, and then we'll put our orders in for the tailor on this side. Which way around do you? Which way around does that need to go? Yeah, I'm getting a bit lost because of that little light that you get. Yeah, let's spin the camera around, that'll be a bit easier. Right, we'll plunk that one down there. Now, I'll wait for those to get built, and that one to get deconstructed, then we'll put our other weaver's workshop there. Now they need, yeah, they need wool as well, so that'll be up here. So, I mean, okay, they'll have a bit of a walk up there to do, but it should at least get us more clothes than we've already got. Can't get any worse, that's for certain. They won't be as efficient as these two, but you know, anything's better than nothing at this stage. I've got to keep on pause at the moment because I mean 4,300 stone. I mean that's, wow, that's just crazy. So I shall unpause this house. We only need one more build to finish that little bit off there, and right, we'll see how this goes. Actually, before I forget, I need to add somebody to the healer's shop here, because we've got somebody who's got a plague or something. Oh, you've got rabies. Oh dear, it's contagious. Quickly, you need to you Struth, you really need to go and get that seen to. Oh heck. Oh, they're outside of the radius. Oh, that could be bad. Oh, this could be bad because they're well outside of the radius of that healer shop. So we'll have to see. But anyway, I'm just going to pause the video. We'll get this lot done, and fingers crossed that person will go to the healer's shop. Otherwise, I'm going to have to probably start building a healer's shop over here. Right, see you shortly. Well, I've got both of the weaver's shops now built. That one there, that one there. That one I've managed to get it populated, so they're off, you know, gathering resources to start making clothes. I mean, we're not doing too bad. We've only just getting the warning again for food, but I mean, we managed to get over 50,000 food at one point, so we seem to be kind of like just scraping by, if you will. So I've got to wait for all these people to grow up, obviously, to start, you know, doing all the fishing on a permanent basis. The weaver over here, it just kind of dawned on me, I really want them facing in that direction. It made more sense to actually have them on that side of the road rather than that one. And of course it meant that the well actually fitted, so we've deconstructed the well and then I've rebuilt the well. But if you haven't already noticed, yeah, the rabies is getting worse. This person here has actually come into the village. They were in the area, so I suspect it's somebody's probably working out fairly close to here, so they're just within range of this healer's shop. So they're actually, looks like they're heading to get treated, but there's all these people here. I mean, I don't know what happens when they've got rabies. I would assume it's not good. But I've done some terraforming over here, and I'm waiting for basically all the snow to thaw out. Because I tried building a healer shop down here, but the trouble is it wouldn't go. It needed terraforming, so I think I've got all the terraforming done. I mean, I'm not getting any response back, so they must have got all the terraforming done just before the winter kicked in. So once it's all thawed out, we're gonna have to build an actual healer shop over here, because I've really got to treat them and then people over there. So I'm gonna basically just wait. Just gonna wait for this lot to thaw. Hopefully it won't take too long. But I think we're doing okay. Well, that's my only major concern, is it's just getting worse and worse. Come on, come on. 0 degrees. But I think what I'll have to do is I'll probably end up having to build what is the ones that go out and gets the herbs? Does that come under here? I know there's somebody that goes out there to collect herbs, because it's not the gatherer. It's municipal. There they are, right there. So the herbalist hut. So we'll probably end up building one of those as well. Probably build it down there. I mean, it doesn't really matter that I'm using up like areas like this, because I mean these are a good distance away from the hunting cabins and what have you. That one there. I mean, they're a good distance away, so it won't interfere if we put anybody over here. Wow, it's spring and it's still -1. Seriously? Makes you wonder. That's one weird thing I've been finding is, look at that, spring, it's gone to -2. It's one weird thing I've been noticing. When I first started playing the game, you used to get like storms, lightning storms and what have you, used to take effect in the autumn, so that's when usually buildings set on fire. Nowadays I'm starting to see them in the spring, so it seems like I can get hit in the spring and the autumn now by lightning strikes. And the weather forecast there, not the forecast, the weather behaviour changes as well, because you can get issues like this where you're getting these, you know, we're well into spring and we're still waiting for the snow to thaw. So it's interesting the way they've like done the game. It seriously has like a big effect on you, you know, just because of the seasons as well. Oh, come on, I can't see the road. I mean, blimey, I think we're going to end up in like late spring at this rate. Come on, come on. Right, so I can just make out the road there. So, let's see. So we'll need a healer's hut. Well, it's not so much a hut as a shop. It's a blooming big building. So I'll plonk that down. Just put it slightly out there. We'll plunk that down there. I may as well get a herbalist, as I'll need somebody to gather herbs rather than have somebody haul them all the way over from the other village. Right, so we'll need those built now. It's probably going to take a while. Plunk that one over there, that one over there, so I can keep an eye on them. So I'm going to get all the actual farmers back into the fields, and then we're going to make sure these get built, and hopefully we'll get this rabies sorted out before. Well, as I say, I'm not 100% sure what happens once you've got rabies. I mean, it doesn't specifically look as though anybody's dropping down dead from rabies. I mean, I would have thought they would from the plague, but yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to be a bit miffed the fact that they've got rabies, but yeah, well, we'll see. Well, we've finally got this this healer's store built. I've ended up putting in a well down here as well, because obviously there's quite a few buildings here. If one of these sets on fire, it's going to be causing me problems. So I'm going to add another person in there, because there's a lot of people. Unfortunately, most of them are all down here, so they're out of reach of even this healer shop as well. So I'm kind of like hoping what they'll do is at some point they might start coming back to here, you know, to the barn for instance, to get food. I mean, anybody who's living in this area should get treated, but yeah, I could end up having to build a blooming healer shop over there as well. I mean, it's like about a year's almost gone by and nobody's actually stopped, you know, doing much. I mean, what they do is they'll go to the healer shop, so they're out of commission for a short while they get healed, but nobody's actually died from rabies. So it's I don't think it's too bad, you know, for these people over here, because most of them, they're just out there, you know, creating food and what have you. If it's during the winter time, then probably not so bad, but I'll keep an eye on this, see how it goes. Well, we've cleared up the rabies problems in this area now, but it doesn't look as though these people who are living over here have got any incentive to go to a healer shop. I mean, there's a couple of them came over here to get some food. You can see they're just walking all the way back, so even though they're within sort of like range of the healer shop here, they're not actually going to go there. So maybe it only comes into play if the actual you know, it's houses that live within that vicinity or something. Because I mean, it's got a fair reach, but it's actually it's outside the reach of them as well. Might have to move it. I mean, if I look at that, it reaches out to here, so that overlaps there. So it might be tempting to move it over there. Yeah, I'm very much tempted to actually move that. Build another one over here, so that way we encompass these people as well. Because I'm assuming if we end up with a plague, it'll be a lot worse. Can we build one there? No, it's we'll need to do some terraforming. So I can't really help these people here unless I build one over here as well. So I think that's going to need some terraforming as well. So I think I'll get that done, and then we'll get one built here, get one built here. Then we'll decommission that one, but it's gonna need a lot of resources, but a lot of those we can gather in the local area anyway. I mean, the population's starting to come back up again, which is good. We're starting to see the clothes rise as well. Food, I mean, we've had a warning about the food, but every so often we do hit the 50,000, so that's not too bad. I don't know why, for some reason I thought there was like 4 people or something were working in the weavers' workshops, but there's not, there's only 1. So that probably explains, I mean, 2 people and they're having to cover for what, we're up to 269 population now. So that's a lot for just 2 people to do. So I'll get on with building these other healer shops. One thing I did note, actually, I've ended up increasing the number of people who can live over here, because the herbalist and the healer, they were either living over here or over here, which was totally impractical. So I've increased the number of people again, but it does mean that these people are now working and living locally. So I'll get on with sorting out this rabies and I'll bring you back. Okay, so we've started to build the healer shop out here, and I've got the labourers out here digging up resources to actually use for the actual shop. And straight up, we're running into the same problem I had before, where people are starving to death because they live probably over in village number 1 and they're having to come all the way over to village 2, and it's just not practical. So what I'm going to do is what I should have done, really. I'm going to build some houses over here. So there's about 5 houses there. Put another 5 down there. So the idea is that anybody who ends up living in those houses will probably end up being labourers, because there's no work out. There's no actual work to do out here as such. There's no particular occupation that they need to do. So I'm hedging my bets that the labourers, because they're working in this area, same as the builders, they'll actually come and live over here, and then they can start eating from the barn that's local. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause that one off. Now, is there enough? There's right, to make that we need wood and hay. So I'm gonna, there's a bit of hay. I mean, it needs 10 for each one. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to take the order out to gather resources around here. Somewhere around here I had them digging iron up. Yeah, I wanted them to get all the iron and the stone from here so they could build these healer shops. So if I cancel those, what I can do is get them to focus on the actual timber instead. So I'll get them to chop the trees down. That'll give us enough timber. And then what should happen, I mean, I'll have to get the hay transported from across here. There'll be hay around here somewhere. Yeah, there's hay there. So what I'll do is I'll get these to bring some hay. Actually, is there any over here? No, we don't. Right. I'm going to get them to transport the hay over to the edge. So if you can bring the hay over to here, I'll just keep an eye on that, because I don't want the animals running out. So we need say about 200. Oh, I overshot. Right, so let's send about 200 over there, and then get them to pick up the hay from here. We'll take that over to there. So I'll just keep an eye on that one as well. And then we can get these people over here. So you can take some hay from here over to here. We'll set you a limit as well. Oh, that's interesting, you already had 240. Dope! I didn't need to do that anyway. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, But I do want to keep an eye on that, don't I? Yeah, keep an eye on that one. So we should then start to get some more hay over here. These will chop down the trees here. We'll probably lose a few people because of the distance they're travelling. But that should resolve that. I think actually with a hut you can get... was it these little huts? You can get 2 people. So I'll pause these ones off. Because that'll be enough for 10 people. I think that's a reasonable amount. So right, so I'll get them sorted out and then I'll bring you back. So there you go then. As you can see there is no rabies. Everybody has been cured. Well, not quite. Basically what happened was, because I introduced all these little houses, the area ran out of food, so people started to starve to death. Well, that was either that or hypothermia. So yeah, we've got rid of the rabies, but in doing so, we've killed off quite a large population. So yeah, that wasn't a good move. So what I've got as a bit of a workaround for that is, I've got the caravan stable over here. They're taking food from here. They're basically sharing it with this barn here. Then I've got another caravan set up to bring clothes over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking for more large supplies of food. So it's about 5,000 there. Yeah, so what I can do is I can get them. I mean, I've already got them set up to. I think I'll put these on pause because it's a bit more important. Because I'm not selling any fruit off at the moment. So I'll put that on pause and I'll get them to take fruit from there to here. I'll just make sure that they leave plenty of fruit behind. So I'll set it up as a bi-directional one. And I'll make sure that there's always 5,000 over at this side. Well, I don't think particularly. Yeah, I don't think we'll particularly need that amount. Let them take about 3. Yeah, I'll leave 3,000 in that barn there. And then what we'll do is we'll set up another. So you've got 2 routes. You've got 3. Right, so if you go and get the fruit from here. So you know what, we'll just split it 50-50. In fact, no, let's do it with food. That'll be a bit easier. Yeah, that'll make my life easier if I just split the food. It means less routes. So do that. Yeah. Just keep it 1-to-1, so they'll share the food between this barn and this barn, and then between this barn and this barn. So in theory, we should start to see more food coming through. So the healer shop over here is currently paused off. I've got them all going out looking for more iron because we need a lot more iron. We're going to need a lot more stone as well. But yeah, a lot of the population died off. So I'm going to basically just keep working on getting this building here sorted out, and hopefully by then we should start to see more food popping up over here. So I'll get that done, then I'll bring you back. Well, we've managed to get our healer shop over here built. The one over here has now been moved from there to there. I didn't see anybody getting any problems after, except for one person. He actually got pneumonia. So I don't know what that gets caused by. I know, like, rabies is wild animals, and the plague is if you don't properly deal with, dead bodies. So what I've done is it actually just reminded me I needed to put a funeral pyre, so I've put one down there. Another thing I've done is I've put in an instruction to build a school over here, because all of the people over here have got a school. I don't know what yeah, that only goes as far as there, so anybody who's born in this area and grows up won't be going to school, so that kind of puts a dent in their production efficiency. So yeah, we definitely want a school over here. Now another thing, I've still got this issue of people who are dying off due to hypothermia. There's plenty of firewood going around, but people seem to be obsessed with charcoal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to basically start generating a lot more charcoal. So I'm going to start building some more kilners. I want to leave a gap though, because if I run into that problem of things setting on fire again, I want to make sure I've got a reasonable gap to keep any fires contained. So if I put that one, say, there, and then that one there, I'll do the same with that one. Because at the moment people are coming all the way out here. Over at Village 2 they're coming all the way out here to get charcoal, if it's there, so it's getting consumed at a very, very quick rate. I just don't understand why they can't be, why they don't have like the common sense to actually just use the firewood. But right, so it's a bit of a pain really, because I really wanted to start putting more people into the fishing industry, but I'm going to have to get more kilners. We'll have to deal with them over here as well, because there's two. Yeah, there's two I can put down there probably. Might be able to put two down there. That's also having an impact on the production of tools as well, because the furnaces over here, the smelters, they're not getting enough charcoal. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll put in a deconstruct order for that pyre over there. We'll get another pyre built over here instead. That just about touches it. So then once that's gone, I'll get another couple of kilners put there. In theory, I don't know if I don't want to really put any down there. I could put them down there. I mean, they're a bit far from the barn though, which is not ideal. Yeah, it's just too wide, unfortunately. Well, could squeeze them in here. I just can't separate them, that's all. Well, I could put a wall between them, but then you'll get, if that catches fire, it might set these on fire as well. Because it's not, oh, actually that's a thought. I've actually got two. Now there's a thought, there's two of them over there, hasn't there? Yet there's hardly any going on there. Interesting. So I suppose we could we put them around there then? Yeah, if we put them there, just for the sake of it. Let's take that one back out. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because you can see like there's nearly 1500 firewood in there, and yet the people here are complaining of a lack of warmth. It's like, I mean, it's just crazy, absolutely crazy. Right, so I need to deal with this area, and then over here we're going to have to build some more. We're actually going to have to build kilners over here. I mean, I just want them as temporary, so I'll probably find somewhere out here to build them. Now, we seem to be doing okay for clothes, because you can see we've got about like 55 clothes over here. Not quite sure what's going on, because the instruction is only to deliver 20. But actually, since it's not a two-way thing, I don't need... Let's take that out, just see if that helps. We only need them to deliver 20, because I've got them delivering 50 clothes over to this barn. And then from there, we get 20 of those, then get delivered over to here. So that should help with our clothing problems, because we're doing quite well as far as clothes go, because we've now got four of the weavers, so that's definitely improved. The only issue really at the moment, I'd say, is these the blacksmith's not getting enough tools. Yeah, logs are a bit of a shortage of logs, because I keep forgetting I'm so busy focusing on other things, I keep forgetting to chop the trees down, and that is where most of the logs are coming from. I mean, you can see I've got a cap of 12,000 and we're down to about 6,000 logs, and it's basically because I keep forgetting to chop these logs down, even though we've got quite a few foresters out there. They don't produce that much logs actually. Nearly all of the timber that I get comes from the chopping down of trees. So I'm going to wait for these all to get these little bits and bobs to get sorted out, and have a bit of a think of where to put the kilners over here. Once that's done, I'll bring you back. Well, it hasn't been too bad over the previous winter, but I don't know why I forgot to put in a kiln around here, so I've got an instruction to do that. I was looking to build another one, so I don't know if I can fit one in there. Yeah, I can't fit one in there, so I was going to put it down there, and then I thought, actually, because the food's actually dropping so low, I better really do something about it. I mean, I've opened up the eggs now so that they can eat eggs. I know they'll run out at some point, because we just don't produce enough eggs to meet the demand of the people and the actual bakers, so at some point I will have to pause that off. But one thing I had noticed, I mean, things like the farms, they don't get harvested as well. Now that could have been, I suppose it could have been due to like a lack of tools. So there's things I've been doing to try and help. I mean, I've been using the market to buy some more meat. We've been buying some more tools as well. Just basically selling off things like the milk and the fruit. But I really need to fix this. So what I've done is I've put a road down here and here because I want to build a cattle farm. I mean, I would have thought having, you know, just pigs, and all they do is to produce milk. They produce, well, they do actually, but in the game you only get meat from them. I would have thought we would have gotten a lot more meat, but we don't. I mean, we're hitting a peak of about roughly 30 from this farm. I mean, we've got 5 people working in it because I increased these to 5. I know when I set them up, I deliberately left one person out, so I was only running them with 4. But interestingly enough, they don't produce as much meat as the actual cow pastures. When they hit a peak of about 45, then you get nothing. This one's getting up to as high as 60. I don't know why. I don't know what's so special about that one. I mean, they're the same. Each one's got like 18 cows. But I think what I'm going to do is I want to see if I can get a lot more meat. I mean, people-wise, we're kind of struggling, to be honest. But I'm going to build a cattle pasture. I think I'll build it in the corner here. I can't push it anywhere further to the right, but that would be about 7 people. That will be on the right hand side, which is, yeah, that would put the gate on about that side, so I think that probably makes more sense. I'll have to wait until it gets built, and then I'll put a road down there. But we're going to need more hay, because I've noticed hay is getting short as well. So I'm going to build a farm down here. So that's enough for 3 people. I'll dedicate that one to hay. Now they could go there to get their water. Don't know if I'll be able to fit a well around here. No, I can't. Well, that's no big deal. I mean, yeah, that's a thought. Yeah, they need water as well, so I'm just going to wait until this gets built, because then I've got to put a road in, but I'll also have to put a well in. I'll have to find out. I wanted to keep a bit of a gap here in case I needed more hay. But if we... I mean, how... Oh, we can't because... Oh, yeah, there's a well down there anyway. Oh, that's okay then. So I might be able to meet the needs of both. So if we put another one in there, that's enough for 3 there. So that would get me 2 fields that we can produce here, plus a cow pasture. So hopefully that should start to help things. Now, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait till there because I don't know. I could probably squeeze that kilner in there. Now you can see where it's bumping up against the pasture there. Well, I'll pop that in there for now. Then I'll just leave this running, and then I'll bring you back. The cow farm over here is now built, and I've got it populated pretty quickly because I just transferred some cows over from another pasture. So like help the situation, I've culled quite a few of the pigs and the other cows, so that gave us some more meat. I've sold off some milk and some fruit to get more meat as well. So yeah, hopefully that's bought us some time. I mean, we're up to 42,000 in meat, in food, which is a lot better than where we were at. So hopefully we've fixed the problem. Now, I did build 2 farms here, but I've paused one of them off. So we've only got 1 extra farm producing grass. And that's just because the actual amount of hay was going up quite well. And I suspect we lost quite a lot of it because of all the building work that was going on. But we'll see. I mean, if need be, I can bring that back on stream. We've now got a kiln here and a kiln there. The 2 kilns I've built over here, I've ended up pausing them off because actually we've got 2 there and 2 there. If you look at the barn, there's tons of charcoal anyway. So actually, I think I might just pause that one off. Gives me somebody extra back, to be honest, to put into the labour force. Over here we built another 2 kilners over here, but I paused one of those off as well. Over here again, 2 were built on each side, but I paused one of them off. I also put the wall up just to be on the safe side. Now down here we've got 2 kilners already. They're doing quite well in charcoal. So I thought, well, when I was over here, the plan was I was going to build 4 kilners over here, but I've actually just built the 2, and hopefully that'll keep things fine because there's not that many people living here. I mean, I've opened up these little huts here, so you can see we've got they're fully populated with the people that are working here, plus a teenager. So I mean, I did take away the hut there that the original lumberjacks were using, but I think we should be fine for now. Now, there is something else I did do, which was, if I can find it. Where have you gone? I'm looking for the chicken coop. Ah, there you are. So we've got the chicken coop over there. Now, there was a chicken coop over here. That was the original one. I've since destroyed that and I've turned it into another field. That field's going to be producing flax because we're running out of flax. Because we brought on 2 weavers, we're not producing enough flax to keep up with the demand, so hopefully that should solve the problem. No problems with other things that I can see. I mean, the food, yeah, we seem to be doing okay. I've upped the cap on the charcoal, so that should be good. Now, the only other thing is, I mean, we've almost sort of like completely rebuilt, upgraded the keep here. That'll take us to tier 4, so we're not that far off, but we just don't have that many spare people for me to be able to start fully, populating this sort of place on a permanent basis, and that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to get more people permanently working in the fishing industries, but that'll have to wait until all these kids grow up. There's another 12 babies probably on the way at some point to be born, I'd imagine. So we've got quite a lot of people in the system, I'd imagine. So it's just a wait and see game. Trying to think what else there was. Yeah, so I think the only other problem I'm seeing is the caravan is still dying of hypothermia. I mean, I saw one of them literally get right to the corner here, then they just dropped off the mule and died. But I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but that's what happened. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I could do for them because there's not a great deal going on. They're just taking stuff backwards and forwards between, I think, here and here, so there's not a great deal they're doing, to be honest. So that's a bit of a pain. I think it's just sheer bad luck where their clothes had worn out. It was the winter time. By the time they got back here, it was too late. Because obviously they would have either had to go home to get something, to get warmed up, or they would have had to go to a barn to get their clothes. So yeah, I think that was just sheer bad luck, to be honest. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, hopefully adding all this extra charcoal's probably helped the situation. But one thing I'm thinking of is I could actually start paving these roads with stone, and then that'll speed the transfer, or at least the transport routes, I'd imagine. I mean, that's a dirt road, whereas a paved road, yeah, gives you a major speed increase, whereas a dirt road doesn't. Gives you a minor speed increase. So that's something we could add in. That's a possibility. Now, the only other thing really is, I mean, aside from the fishing, I really want to start focusing on this village too. I want to get back to doing this. Now that's going to take a lot of terraforming. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that offline. It's off camera rather, because it's a bit dull and boring just terraforming. It takes ages as well, so I'll get on with that, and we'll pick up from there. So that's it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If so, then do please leave a like, because that encourages others to come and see the channel. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more content like this, then yeah, do please subscribe. But just remember to click the little bell icon, because then you get reminders. If you've got any comments, any suggestions, want to leave any feedback at all, please post that in the comment section below. Until the next video, thanks very much for watching. Bye!